To the story the world is watching, the riots in Baltimore. It's been much quieter today in the Charm City, as it's called. There were some peaceful demonstrations with only small incidents being reported compared to yesterday. At least 20 officers were hurt on Monday. Officers arrested about 200 rioters. The National Guard is now in place. A curfew will go into effect at 10 tonight until 5 in the morning. And tonight's Orioles game is postponed. Tomorrow's game will be played at Camden Yards behind closed gates without the fans. Watching the images from the past 24 hours in Baltimore has left a lot of people shaking their heads. How do peaceful protests escalate to all-out chaos? We took that question to an expert. 10 on your side's Deanna LeBlanc joins us now with more on this part of the story. Deanna?
Yeah, Nicole, today I spoke with Kimberly Hudson, a political science professor at Norfolk State University. Now, she does certainly not condone the violence, but says that historically people tend to migrate toward violence when they simply feel their voices are not being heard. As chaos unfolded in the streets of Baltimore yesterday, many wondered, how did the peaceful protests from earlier in the week escalate to this?
It's the frustration, it's the loss of hope that if you're not hearing us, we're going to make a way or find a way for you to hear us.
Kim Hudson, a Norfolk State professor, says tensions have been growing not just since the Freddie Gray incident, but for years.
Why do we have one race who's afraid to wear hoods or they can't have their hands in their pocket, but for anyone else in khakis or a hoodie, it's okay? That is not the society that we are supposed to live in, and that is what you see.
She also believes many who are destroying the very city they call home have a feeling they don't belong.
Some argue that they're destroying their own community, their own resources, but I think some have to realize that in order for you to destroy your own resources, that you have to understand that they're yours. And it reminds you of the 60s where in some cases when they were destroying buildings, you had individuals who put signs up, black owned. You know, and those were some of the buildings and property that were saved because they realized that was part of theirs.
Hudson says change needs to start not just with the people on the streets, but with the people trying to lead them.
You cannot bury your head in the sand, and that is what some leaders want to do. They want to pretend like it doesn't exist. It's not going to go away, and if you don't address it, you're going to have a Ferguson and Baltimore popping up more and more in cities.
Professor Hudson says she understands that not everyone participating is feeling upset. There are certainly some people looting and rioting just to do it, but she doesn't want their actions to take away from the real feelings and the real problems in the city. I'm Deanna LeBlanc, 10 on your side.